Hey everyone, back here with another game overview today. This will be probably the last game overview for a little bit, because I don't play a ton of games, but this is just one that I'm going to go over. It's an RPG. I did review a game before called GrimQuest RPG, which is a cool, neat game. It does have a prequel game, if you're interested. It's in a beta right now, though, so, I mean, it'll be on iOS and Android. It's called Grim Tides, I believe, and so I'll cover it once it's fully complete. I haven't wanted to try it out until it's fully complete, but for now it's in a beta. Same thing with a game called Eldrum Untold. It used to be called Untold RPG. They will have a new game coming out in September, and I'll definitely cover that, because Untold RPG, or now Eldrum or Untold, is my favorite accessible game. And I should probably actually do a real overview video of it with stuff on the screen, because I only just talked about it. Anyways, enough about that. In this overview, the game that I'm going over is called Dungeons and Such. It is made by like one guy. It's very simple, and there are some fun things about it. It's a simple RPG game. We'll get into more of the stuff, but for now, let's just kind of go through the main stuff here on the main screen.
Leaderboards, options.
Oh yeah, this game is for iOS only, and it's like $5 or something. It might have a demo version, I can't remember, or if they got rid of the demo version, so you'll have to like check out on that. But yeah.
Leaderboards, button, options, continue, new game, button,
But there's new game,
continue, button,
You can only have one character at one time, so there's not like multiple character slots.
options, button,
And then options,
option, language,
language,
selected, English, button, 1 of 4,
English,
Russian, Italian, battle speed,
the battle speed.
selected, normal, but fast, button, 2 of 2, sound,
So, the sound and the music, you can turn them on and off, but what you can't do is like select how loud you want each thing to be. So it doesn't have more in-depth like sound volume controls. It's just on or off for sound or volume,
close,
or
button,
for music.
login game center, switch button, login face, switch button, social, switch button, opening animation, switch button, on, music, switch button, on, double
Yeah.
tap to toggle
There is
setting
some music in
period,
the game,
celestial
but
body other,
not a ton.
word, close, button,
Okay, so let's just get into it.
new game, alert, exclamation
Oh,
mark,
no.
your current game, cancel, button,
Oops, I don't want
new game, button, continue,
I'll
button,
continue my old
continue,
game.
game saved period, DLV3,
So there's no music on the screen, or
LV95,
on the thing.
14,439 gold. Item, but skill, item, X, go to in, button, go to cathedral, go to barrack, go to dungeon, go to store, button, square period. You see a fountain and houses in distance. Image,
So pretty much
an
it'll walk
illustration
you
of the
through stuff
fountain
when
near
you first start
houses.
the game, but you're gonna be basically in this picture that it shows of just like the town square, basically.
Go to square period. You see a fountain and houses in distance. Image, an illustration of a fountain near houses.
And you're basically kind of like a mercenary type person. You can name your character. Everything is very simple in the game. The goal is basically to go through dungeon levels. You go through each level, you fight a couple groups of enemies, and then you the goal is to get to the 100th floor to save the princess. It's that simple of a turn-based RPG gets, but it's fun in its way with a couple additional things. The leveling system is just, you get experience and gold, and then with your stats, each level you have 3 like skill points to put into your stats, basically. So you get a level up, you get 3 skill points, you could put all 3 into strength and build your character however you want in that way. So that's kind of how that is. There is MP or skill points in this game, or SP, like as like your energy system, but it's nothing crazy. So I will go over kind of like just the brief stuff here.
Go to store button.
There's a store where you can buy weapons, armor, and other equipables, as well as items. Something to note is that in this game, depending on the weapon or equipment you want to use, you have to have the proper stats to use it. It'll tell you if you have the right stats to equip it. So for instance, I don't know, if you were like getting an axe or something and you needed a certain like strength like stat, then you would have to have that to use the weapon and all that. You can also, once you get a little more into the dungeons, you'll eventually be able to use these ores in the shop to increase the power of your weapons. So that's something to note.
Go to dungeon button.
You can go to the dungeon.
Go to barracks button.
The barracks are where you go to pay money and learn attack skills, basically. So for instance, like a stabbing attack or something, just different stuff like that. Like I said, attacks like that require you use like MP basically, and you have to have the correct stats as well to purchase these abilities. So it works with magic too. There's magic attacks in the game, so you can build your character really however you want. But yeah, you have to have the correct stats to be able to buy and use skills and spells.
Skill button. Magic skill but item but go to inn button. Go to cathedral button.
The cathedral is where you get spells.
Go to inn button.
The inn, it's self-explanatory. You go there, you spend money, you sleep and you heal, and your MP gets restored as well.
Go to port button.
Port, there's different options there. Basically, there's a couple different options. There's I guess I'll just go to it.
Go to square. Go to pub button.
The pub, you can recruit other mercenaries to fight on your team, but I haven't really done it all that much because it costs money, and I'd rather save my money in this game, so they didn't really seem very useful, but it is a thing you can do.
Go to shore button.
The shore, at some point when you get to a certain point in the dungeon, a guy will be here, and he will sell you a fishing pole. Or, well, he won't sell you a fishing pole, he'll just give you one, and you can catch monsters in the dungeon. It's a little wonky, to be honest. You have to sit there and wait until they bite and, defend against them and not kill them, and sometimes they can bite and get away, and it's a little weird, but you can eventually capture them, and you can have them fight with you, and they level up and stuff, so it's neat. He also will sell you meat, because they want meat, so they will trust you more and fight for you. And if they die, he also will resurrect them here for money.
Go to woods button.
And some stuff happens there. You can eventually build a cabin, and it'll store your items and your gold. If you die in the dungeon, you lose half your gold.
Go to small house button. XP:736/1 port period there clear effect under MP6 effect clear port period there apostrophe. Go to square button.
And then you want to click to go to square to go back to the
go
main
to square
option.
Go to store button. Go to dungeon button.
And we're gonna quickly go to the dungeon just to give you a brief idea of how it works.
Go to dungeon.
Like the music plays a little
Encountered
bit,
2 enemies exclamation mark.
but then it
You won 100%.
quickly
Adjustable.
will go away.
Swipe up or down with
So
one
there's
finger to
different
adjust the
enemies that
value
you can
period.
fight. There are status ailments in the game. So you
You won 100%.
find the
Adjustable.
portrait. They'll tell you how much HP
Swipe up
they
or down with
kind
one
of
finger
have,
to adjust the value period.
based on percentage. I think you have to have a skill active for that, though. I have one active right now, so I think you don't see their HP otherwise. I could be wrong about that, but and if you want to attack multiple enemies, if you swipe, so if you just tap one, if I double tapped on one of the enemies, I'd attack that enemy. But if I swiped up,
You too. Games.
it'll select both of the enemies, and you can select all enemies, but each extra enemy you're trying to attack at once, it cuts the attack, so a lot of times isn't worth it.
None selected. Goo 1 floor 1 period. Goo 100. Mighty blows you with a tail
But
swing, comma.
basically every
Goo
10 levels, every like 10
attack
floor,
failed exclamation
you fight
mark.
a
Drailgun
boss.
is ready, period. Skill button item button XP colon 736 slash 1410.
Skills or magic or use your items. You do have an item limit, but every time you level up a couple times, your item storage goes up.
Run button guard button.
You can run and guard.
Goo 2 100%. Drailgun apostrophe S attack comma. Goo 2 stumble. Goo 2 is defeated, period. Drailgun crush the monsters exclamation mark. XP colon item dim XP colon 7 button XP colon 730 item skill magic stats minions stat skill item XP colon button floor 1 period clear dimmed effect underscore shield clear dimmed button.
But once it gets done, you just double tap.
2 XP earned each exclamation mark. Ready. Proceed button.
And you can proceed. These are the downtimes where you could use items or like heal up, like in between fights. You also get a stone that you can return back to town at any time as long as you're not in a fight. But we're gonna proceed.
Up. Proceed button. Proceed. DL encountered an enemy exclamation mark. Goo gets hit for growl. Goo gets hit for 69 exclamation mark. Goo feels left growl stomped on the dead body, period. Goo is defeated, period. Drailgun crushed the monsters exclamation mark.
Yeah, they have random names.
XP button outdoor comp 1 XP earned each exclamation mark. Found an item from the monster exclamation mark. XP item button skill button XP item skill magic button floor 1 period drop button XP colon 700
double tap
item button skill button take XP colon 700 take all but done but take but GUI blob.
It's not a very useful item, but you can sell it in the beginning of the game.
Take done button.
I'm not gonna take it.
Proceed button.
We can proceed.
Proceed. Floor encountered 3 enemies exclamation. Enemies look like Goo 100%. Adjustable.
So.
Drailgun apostrophe S attack comma. Goo 1 gets hit for 88 exclamation mark. Goo 1 stumbled exclamation mark. Goo 1 is defeated, period. Drailgun is ready, period. Sleeping Goo 1 height Goo 3 100%. Drailgun apostrophe S attack comma. Goo 3 gets hit for 93 exclamation mark. Goo 3 stumbled exclamation mark. Goo 3 is defeated, period. Goo 2 gets hit for 87 exclamation mark. Mighty blows you with a tail swing comma. Goo 2 mighty stomped on the dead body, period. Goo 2 is defeated, period. Drailgun crushed the monsters exclamation mark.
It's a fun little game to just do if you are into this stuff. It doesn't have too much to it though.
3 XP earned each ready. Buff up button. Proceed buff up. XP buff. Proceed button. Proceed. Floor. There is stairs that leads further down the dungeon, period.
And then you just go down the dungeon or use your way home stone or whatever it's called and go back home if you're, you don't want to go any further.
XP floor clear button. Clear button. Floor XP item skill button. Wander button.
You could also click wander and stay on the floor if you want to try to grind and get stronger. Also, if you wander, occasionally treasure chests will appear, and so that's a thing to keep in mind. And you can get cool different things like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back home.
XP colon set skill but item button. 17/36 sort ampersand home stone use button. Floor 1 period rocky area with little grass with cave in the distance. Image. A painting of a person standing in front of a wander button. Square period. You see a square period. You see a fountain and houses in distance. Image. Clear button.
If you die in the dungeon, I think every time you go to the next dungeon floor, it does auto save for you. So that's the thing. You can also save with the gear.
Clear button.
And you can load your game and see the options with the gear.
Square period. You see a go to store button.
But yeah, that's basically the gist of the game. It'll teach you anything that I may have forgot to mention. But yeah, so it's a fun little game. Check it out if you want. Like I said, it's called Dungeons and Such for iOS only. And yeah, that has been it for me. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening.